Hey everyone, how are you all? It's good to see all of your smiling faces. Now I know most of you might have clicked on this video because you have a startup dream in you. Now if you're a student who just passed out in 2019, then I will say this is the best time to start an actual startup. Now this time and the 5 years in front of you are probably the best time of your life. You're not accountable to anyone, you don't have any responsibilities. This is the time where you can take actual practical risks in life. This is the time when you go forward in life, take those risks and actually reach out and take that dream of yours. Because of the Startup India scheme, the term startup has become very popular in our country. However, most of us don't know what an actual startup is. So in this particular video, we're going to look at all those points which are necessary in understanding what an actual startup is. My name is Prathyush from Mindbook Media, and in this video, we're going to look at the 6 key points in order to be recognized as a startup in India. Now since that's done, let's get started. Point number 1. Now, in order to be recognized as a startup, you must first register your company. Now, there are many ways in which you can register your company. Number 1 is one-person company. Now, you can register your company as a one-person company if there is only one owner. Now, another way how you can register your company is as a limited liability partnership or an LLP. Now in an LLP, as the name suggests, the liabilities of the partners in that company are limited to their contributions. Now the third way in which you can register your company is as a private limited company. Now when you register your company as a private limited company, what happens is, in the eyes of law, your company becomes a separate entity and away from all the other members of the company, and all of the other members in that company are treated as employees. Moving on to point number 2. Point number 2 is the time of operation. Now from the date from where your company has been registered, it should be less than 7 years. Now for a biotech company, it can go up to 10 years. Now since a biotech company spends most of its time in research, it can go up to 10 years. But for any other company, it should be less than 7 years old in order to be recognized as a startup in India. Moving on to point number 3, the annual turnover. Now the annual turnover of a company is the entire money generated by that company in a particular financial year. And in order to be recognized as a startup, your annual turnover should never exceed the limit of 25 crore rupees in any financial year. Moving on to point number 4. The point number 4 is innovation and creativity. Now your company or your startup should never be a copy of another copy. It should actually be a new and innovative idea. Your startup should be actually working towards solving a problem in a very creative manner. So when you go forward, take a problem and find the solution in a very creative manner, and you do it in an innovative way, that is when your company is going to succeed. Moving on to point number 5. Now the point is, your company or your startup should not be a split up or a reconstruction of an already existing company. Now what I mean by a split up is, let's take the example of Hewlett-Packard Company. In 2015, Hewlett-Packard Company split into HP Incorporated and Hewlett-Packard Enterprises. You see, the split happened between two companies. So your startup can never be a split up of a mother company. It should always be something new. Last but not the least, moving on to point number 6. The point number 6 is, your startup must be recognized by an inter-ministerial board set up by DIP. DIP stands for Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. Now once you are recognized by an inter-ministerial board, what it means is that you can actually avail tax relaxation. Yes, you heard it right. You can actually get tax relaxation for the first 3 years. In fact, you have a time window of 5 years in which you can avail for tax benefit in any of 3 consecutive years. Isn't that amazing? Guys, the potential that is out there in 2019 has never been there out there before. This is a golden time to live. So now is not the time to procrastinate and tell that you didn't have enough money or you don't have enough time to be working on your idea, this is the time to take those risks. Okay, if somebody tells you you should be sticking on to a more conventional career, you should be running behind money, tell them no. Run behind that crazy dream of yours. Make it happen. And stop telling people what you are not do, because people would forget the things that you tell them, but they would never forget the way how you made them feel. Can you feel that? So get out there, hustle, and make your lives a better one.